In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to record expenses in Zoho Books. Whether you're a business owner or an accountant, keeping accurate records of expenses is crucial for managing your finances effectively. So let's dive in and explore the step-by-step process to streamline your expense recording in Zoho Books. To begin, open your preferred internet browser and navigate to the Zoho Books sign-in page. Once you're logged in, you'll find yourself on the Zoho Books dashboard. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the dashboard layout, as it's the hub for all your accounting activities within Zoho. From the dashboard, you'll want to click on Purchases. This tab is where you can view all transactions related to expenses and supplies. Next, find the Expenses section, which is located under Purchases. Click on it to proceed to the section that specifically deals with recording expenses. Once you're in the Expenses section, look towards the top right corner and you'll see a New button. Click on it to initiate the process of recording a new expense. This action will direct you to a new page where you can enter all the details related to the expense at hand. Now, let's move on to filling in the expense details. Start by selecting the date of the expense. It's important to ensure the date is accurate as it affects your financial records and reporting. After selecting the date, you'll need to choose the amount for the expense. This is a straightforward entry. Make sure to double-check for accuracy to avoid any discrepancies later on. Following the amount entry, you'll have an option to select the method by which the expense was paid. This could be via cash, bank transfer, credit card, or any other payment modes supported by your organization. It helps in tracking how your funds are being utilized. Next, it's time to input any applicable taxes. Zoho Books usually provides options for various tax rates. Choose the one that applies to your transaction. If you're uncertain, consult your accounting policies or tax advisor to ensure compliance. After that, you'll need to select a vendor from whom the goods or services were purchased. If the vendor isn't already in your system, make sure to add them to maintain clear records. Then, type in the reference number related to the transaction. This could be an invoice number or any identifier that links the expense to the vendor's record. To provide context or additional details, you have an option to add notes. This step is particularly helpful for those reviewing expenses for reconciliation or audits, as notes can clarify the purpose or additional details of the transaction. If applicable, you can also select a customer name associated with the expense. This feature is useful if the cost needs to be billed to a client. Finally, to save the new expense, you can either click the Save button at the bottom, or you can speed things up by pressing Alt+S on your keyboard. And there you have it. You've successfully recorded an expense in Zoho Books. With practice, this process becomes quicker, helping you stay on top of your financial recording with ease.